Welcome to the Narrowing Path, Walking the Spiritual Walk. My name is Steve Van Eiderstein. Thank y'all for joining me again tonight as we go through and we do today's daily reading from James Allen's Daily Meditation. This, of course, will be fresh to you and fresh to me, meaning that you'll get my genuine response, reactions, observations, and what I relate to about the reading. As this will be the first time that I hear it or read it right here on the podcast with y'all, so you'll Yep. Sometimes you go through and you work through things with me. You'll hear me right on here looking things up and going through the processing portion of the whole thing. And sometimes I know more about what's read than others. But these last couple of days about surrendering our desires, surrendering our opinions, and then eventually surrendering ourselves to get ourselves out of the way, to find that heavenly life, that eternal peace, that serenity that so many of us long for. It's just right there, but we're just standing in the way of it all the time. So I'm looking forward to seeing what today says. So here we go. This is October 20th reading from James Allen's Daily Meditations. Life is more than motion. It is music. More than rest, it is peace. More than work, it is duty. More than labor, it is love. Wow. I like that. Let the impure turn to purity, and they shall be pure. Let the weak resort to strength, and they shall be strong. Let the ignorant fly to knowledge, and they shall be wise. All things are man's, and he chooses that which he will have. Today he chooses in ignorance. Tomorrow he shall choose in wisdom. He shall work out his own salvation, whether he believes it or not, for he cannot escape himself, nor transfer to another the eternal responsibility of his own soul. By no theological subterfuge shall he trick the law of his being, which shall shatter all his selfish makeshifts and excuses for right thinking and right doing. Nor shall God do it for him. That which is destined his soul shall accomplish for itself. Life is more than enjoyment. It is blessedness. I love this. This is powerful. It's what it's reminding me of is how short-sighted I am when it comes to things. When it comes to getting out of life the fullest experience I could have, when left to my own devices, I just get shadows of the fullest possibilities. That's what I'm getting out of this. Ever since I've gotten sober and I've started this spiritual journey I've been on and walking this spiritual walk, right? My life's turned out to be more than I ever thought it could be. My life's turned out to be more fulfilling than I thought possible. If I had gotten everything I wanted, I would have shorted myself. That's what they say in the rooms, and I agree with that. That's been my experience. So that's what this whole first part's about. And I'm excited to read this again because this is a longer one. So you kind of, there's a little bit of a progression in it. So I'm excited to read it again. Life is more than motion. It is music. That's a beautiful way to open that. Life is more than motion, not just movement, but it's music. There's a flow. There's a journey to go on with it. More than it rest, it is peace. Not just sleep, not just the end of action, right? Not the resignation at the end of a day, hard working day where we're getting ready to sleep. It is peace. It's a peace of soul. It's a serenity, maybe more so. It's the truest sense of peace. More than work, it is duty, purpose, right? It's not just the doing of something, but the acceptance of that duty that you're doing and doing it well and doing it to your utmost capacities. taking responsibility for it, having pride in what you're doing. It's your duty to fulfill whatever job it is, as low as it might seem to you. And then more than labor, it is love. It's not labor would imply an inconvenience. Love implies a service. It's not the inconvenience of the action, it's the spirit of which it was brought, right? What beautiful, beautiful saying there that they're I love the way that's set up. Now, let the impure turn to purity, and they shall be pure. Let the weak resort to strength, and they shall be strong. Let the ignorant fly to knowledge, and they shall be wise. So, I guess actually, this next line sums it up. All things are man's, and he chooses that which he will have. These things are available to us. That's what's amazing, right? That is one of the coolest and most encouraging and exciting things about walking this type way of life, about working, doing this work, having this growth. We get to choose. Let the impure turn to purity, and they shall be pure. You can choose purity. You choose strength. You can choose knowledge. You can pursue these things, and you'll get them. They are allowed you to have. We just give up, or we don't even try sometimes because we don't believe it's for us to have. But all things are man's, and he chooses that which he will have. Which means, yeah. So if we're choosing that which we choose ignorance because we don't believe it's possible to have the wisdom. We choose impurity because we don't think we can be pure. We choose weakness because we don't believe we can be strong. We choose exactly what we are and what we embody and what we practice. Whether you like that reality or not doesn't really matter. It's just the fact that it is a reality that you have to accept. Today he chooses in ignorance, tomorrow he shall choose in wisdom. That's just a simple illustration of growth and understanding. As soon as you start the journey, the wisdom begins. Because even if, as long as you make a decision, you've learned something. You either learned it was the right choice, or you learned it was the wrong one. Either way, it's a path down the path embarked on. Right? It's a step in the journey of wisdom. He shall work out his own salvation, whether he believes in it or not, for he cannot escape himself, nor transfer to another soul the eternal responsibility of his own. To another, the eternal responsibility of his own soul. Sorry, I skipped a line. He shall work out his own salvation. We have to choose it, right? And it's our responsibility to choose this. It's our responsibility to choose how we are going to live, what we are going to pursue, what we will serve, whether it be serving self or serving God, whether it be serving selves or serving others, however you'd like to phrase that. But that's our choice and only ours to make. Nor transfer to another the eternal responsibility of his own soul. This is your soul. This is your integrity we're talking about here. It is your choice. What will you pursue? What will you grow in knowledge and understanding of? By no theological subterfuge shall he trick the law of his being, which shall shatter all his selfish makeshifts and illusions for right thinking and right doing. No theologics. Let me look up subterfuge real quick. So we're all on the same page here. Deceit used in order to achieve one's goal. No theological subterfuge shall he trick the law of his being, which shall shatter all his selfish makeshifts and excuses for right thinking and right doing. So in other words, you can't this purpose cannot be manipulated, cannot be transformed or changed by any dogma or theological teachings. You can never betray the law of being, the law of truth and self, right? You can never betray, you can never really, what's the word I'm looking for here? Shatter all selfish makes it. You can never fully deny these laws of the law of being, the law of love, the law of truth, right? The responsibility of our own, the responsibility for us to make the right decisions or to make a decision about who we will serve, how we will do this, how we will live. That is always going to be ours. Shatter all his selfish makeshifts and excuses for right thinking and right doing. So eventually, all of that breaks down. All of those justifications and rationalizations and minimizations, they will all break down. You will have to make these decisions. Nor shall God do for him that which it is destined his soul shall accomplish for itself. That's the thing. Serving a God of your understanding, serving that power creator, that source, that energy. That is for you to choose to do. You cannot force that decision. You can't make us do anything. There's power in choosing to be of service. There's power in choosing the path for yourself, not to be forced onto it. It won't work if you feel forced to do it. And it's nothing you want to participate in. In some of the 12-step rooms, it talks about how you have to decide you want what they have in there. Make the decision that you're willing to do whatever it takes to get at, or else it's not going to work for you. If you're doing it because someone else wants you to, whether it could be a relationship, it could be children, it could be legals, it could be anything. You have to choose this path for yourself, not for the benefits you want to get from it, or not to manipulate those around you. It's a whole different thing. Now, I love the way this closes. Life is more than enjoyment. It is blessedness. It's a life of contentment and joy. It's a life of fulfillment and kindness. It's a life of freedom. Freedom from the bondage of self. Freedom from my own crippling thinking and selfishness and self-centeredness. And I find bliss just on the other side of me. I find much of heaven right here. So great reading today. Loved that. So, all right. Well, that's where we're ending today. I'd like to say thank you for everyone jumping on and listening. I appreciate it. And it's definitely been a journey this October. I'm looking forward to seeing how we finish this month out over the next week and a half. So thank y'all for joining me for the ride. Until next time. Thanks.